Welcome back. Let's bring you the big national story of today. Now, with 37 changes in the Union Cabinet today, the Prime Minister's team this evening saw what was being described as a medium-sized reshuffle. Key ministries like Petroleum and Roads have seen big changes. So, Petroleum Minister Murali Deora, under attack for 6 petrol hikes in a year now, moves to corporate affairs held by Salman Khurshid earlier. Kamal Nath, who had promised to build 20 kilometers of roads per day, is out of the Roads and Surface Ministry, moving to urban development held so far by Jayapal Reddy. Jayapal Reddy, under fire for delays and poor construction for the Commonwealth Games projects, now takes over from Murali Deora as the Prime Petroleum Minister. CP Joshi now moves instead to the Roads, and Vilas Rao Deshmukh moves from the heavy industries to rural development and Panchayat Raj. But there are some who are unaffected as well, like Kapil Sibal retaining the Telecom and HRD Ministry. Law stays with Veerappa Moily, who met Sonia Gandhi this morning, and Jairam Ramesh keeps his rank and ministry as well. So let's now take a look at the big gainers out of this game of musical chairs. Praful Patel is now the Cabinet Minister for Heavy Industries. Salman Khurshid is another man who's got a cabinet post. He's now the Cabinet Minister for Water Resources and Minority Affairs. Sri Prakash Jaiswal, who's got the post of Cabinet Minister for Coal. Ajay Makan, who is now the Minister of State Independent Charge for Sports. And KV Thomas, the Minister of State Independent Charge again for Food and Consumer Affairs. Well, speaking on the reshuffle after the swearing-in ceremony, Prime Minister Dr. Singh said, and I quote, "It is a minor reshuffle and there will be more expansive reshuffles after the budget," unquote. Meanwhile, the BJP has said that the Manmohan Singh government has failed to act against corruption and has only got ministers to swap places.
मंत्रियों के विभाग तो बदले गए हैं, लेकिन उनको ड्रॉप करने की हिम्मत नहीं दिखा पाए हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी। सिर्फ एक भवन से दूसरे भवन मंत्रियों को ट्रांसफर किया है और भ्रष्टाचार से लड़ने में जो संदेश देना था उसमें पूरी तरह नाकामयाब रहा है उनका ये विस्तार। नहीं, उन्होंने प्रयास किया है, लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश में भी कांग्रेस को कुछ भी कर लें, बिहार जैसा ही नतीजा उनको मिलने वाला है।
Well, in the midst of all this, the two states that have got the best of the deal are Uttar Pradesh and Kerala. In fact, two ministers from Uttar Pradesh have got a promotion to cabinet rank, Salman Khurshid and Sri Prakash Jaiswal. A new minister, Beni Prasad Verma, joins the cabinet as Minister of State. There are already 3 ministers of state from UP in the council already. Speaking of Kerala, K.C. Venugopal is a new face in the cabinet. He's now the Minister of State for Power. He is, of course, filling in the Kerala quota in place of Tharoor. Thomas is promoted to the Minister of State, once again, Independent Charge, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. Vaila Ravi has gotten the additional charge of civil aviation, while E. Ahmed has got external affairs. A.K. Antony, there is no change in his portfolio, once again, the Defence Minister. Now, the district of Villupuram bore witness to some very shocking scenes at a bus depot today. A suitcase that held the head of a 25-year-old woman and the body of an infant was found this evening. The police force in the region was immediately alerted as it was found. The cops are working out an investigation, but the identity of the two have not been established yet. This is not the first of the suitcase murders in the case of the state of Tamil Nadu. In fact, last year, in a similar pattern, a little boy was murdered and packed away and dropped off at a bus stand in Nagapattinam. That was, of course, the result of an illegal affair that turned quite fatal. Let's just go across to our crime reporter Salim, who's been tracking this story and bringing us more inputs from Villupuram. Salim, where have the police investigations really headed at this point? Any information on the identity have they received any of that sort?
Evelyn, police are conducting investigation at the spot. A sniffer dog, president of service and forensic experts were also called. All the police stations across the state are alerted to look out for women and child missing complaints. body of a child and a woman's head were discovered stuffed in a suitcase in a government bus. The passenger, it was a spine-chilling moment for the passengers over there who are about to board their respective buses. The conductor and the driver were even shocked. Now all the police teams they say that they are conducting investigation at the spot and that they will crack the case very soon. Evelyn?
Right, thanks very much indeed, Salim, for joining us with those details. Clearly a shocking scenario there when that suitcase really arrived at that bus depot, but those are the updates now from Villupuram. Let's bring you some more news from the city now. Have a visa interview coming up at the US consulate. Well, the wait will be tolerable for all those people planning their business and holiday trips to the United States of America. A covered canopy has at last come up over the stretch where people queue up, and the fatigue factor is set to come down, says our reporter Pratiksha Ramkumar.
Well, if you were dreading that one long wait in this queue for your much-awaited trip to the States this summer, think again. Rain or sun, people have queued up here, holding large folders and fanning themselves with a piece of paper on those hot days in front of the US consulate, making this the most unpleasant part of the process. But now, applicants have a reason to heave a small sigh of relief. The awning, made of 100% acrylic, is now complete.
We want them to feel physically comfortable as possible while moving large numbers of people through. As you saw today, 1,100 will be coming through. So we wanted to make sure that in our peak seasons, when we have large numbers of people coming through our doors, they're sheltered from the rain, from the wind, and from the sun.
Visa worries may never change, but the shelter makes a slight difference in the comfort quotient, say applicants.
Because last time when I came, it was really like when I came in the summer, it was very hot and sunny. It was like driving our tensions and all kind of. Now it's a bit very cool and making people to stand also.
1,000 applications are processed daily in the Chennai consulate, and how useful the new shelter turns out to be will be known during the upcoming summer and monsoon seasons. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar for NDTV Hindu.
Well, still ahead on the bulletin, we'll introduce you to someone else from the USA who's thrilled to be here in Chennai year after year, be it rain or shine. Meet the heart doctor who's still ticking at 81.